All right, hello everyone. Welcome to today's presentation of the SM Multi Category Tournament. We've got a pretty good one lined up for you today with ptoil versus kashmod. This is game one of this set. Ptoil banned North Korea percent, kashmod picked all bosses. So we should have a pretty nice quick one for you here today. Basically, how these guys got here is pretty similar. They both made it to the second round of the winners tournament, with ptoil winning his first match and losing to Mr. Guy Average, kashmod beating MM2 in his first round, and then losing to Professional School. And then they both won one match in the losers bracket for this face-off right here. So should be a pretty fun one. We'll see what routes they choose. There's a couple different ones you can do for all bosses. You can either really do like a Phantoon first or a Crate first. So we'll see what they have in store for us today. Starting off with just series like we do normally, pretty straightforward. Have to get through it every race. A little deboost there from ptoil getting up. 4603 series. It's a pretty good series time from ptoil. All right, sorry about the tech issues. We'll get them fixed real quick. Okay, both runners heading down to Blue Burn Star here. We're going to just pick up our Morph Ball. It's going to be pretty similar to any percent. Really, the only difference between this and any percent is we have to kill a few extra bosses, since we do most of them in any percent anyways. We're going to be killing basically Spore Spawn and Crocomire and Golden Trees are the three you generally won't see. Generally, you'll delay Spore Spawn at the end until you have Plasma Beam, except for the fight. All right, there we go. We should have audio, game audio now. Both with pretty nice construction zones coming back up. And we'll be heading back into the climb, one of the harder rooms actually in the entire run. Get it to it right away. It can kind of be early game changer here. You can lose a lot of time in it. So we'll see how these two handle it. And we got two different styles, even kashmod going with the behemoth climb and ptoil doing the more classic wall jumps there. Optimally, they're about the same. Obviously, the behemoth climb named after behemoth. Kind of like, they didn't come up with it at first to like really popularize it. Obviously, runner for his caliber, if he's going to do it, it's going to be pretty close to optimal. So very nicely done by both of them. Really show that you can see there that they're pretty close to each other in terms of time. Going into our Bomb Teresa fight. Both of them have full health, so just should get guaranteed missile drops here. It's like kashmod didn't get got pretty bad missile drops, so it's going to lose a little time there. All right, both heading into Terminator. Coming out of Terminator, we'll have a pretty good indication if they're going to be doing Kraid first or Fantoon first, based on how they do the pirate strat. If you're going to Fantoon, you're going to want to missile the pirates, conserve a lot of health. If you're going to Kraid first, you're going to get some E-tanks, you're going to get Varia. So it's a little bit faster just to go straight through them and not kill them. Save your ammo instead. So yeah, it looks... ptoil deboosting through these, pretty much guaranteed. He's going to be going Kraid first. Let's see what kashmod does. Same thing. So we're going to see two Kraid firsts here. I assume we're going to not really have any route divergence at this point. I generally run Fantoon first, but I believe if you do Kraid first, it's still the KPDR ordering. The main thing is you really want plasma for as much of those bosses as possible. So I was first to enter Big Pink here. Gonna do a little down back to get around here. Both of these guys are doing very, very well early on. Both really good runners of this game, so not surprising. Really good fundamentals here so far. Keeping it neck and neck. No real major mistakes from either of them so far. So just missing the charge shot there to get the deboost through the gate. Cleans it up nicely. Having good reactions in this game for when you mess up a strat is almost as important as getting the strats correctly the first time. So always good to see quick reactions there. And that we can see, again, ptoil going down to Kraid. I assume kashmod's going to follow. So yeah, we will be getting two Kraid first today. So no real route divergence at this point that I'm really aware of that they could possibly do. Ooh, and ptoil really with his first mistake, and last kashmod really just to catch up and take the lead right here. A very slim lead. I'm being informed I missed an up and two. It's shameful. Interesting, neither of them going for the triple missile strat here. Both just doing variations of blowing up one block. And then again, kashmod just having a little trouble with that entry allows ptoil to come back out in front. This should be a good one if they keep going back and forth like this. Both of them entering with just enough ammo for Kraid. Kashmod having one extra missile if they're going with the missile strat. ptoil, they both clearly are because they've got missile selected. So just 2 missiles. Gonna stun Kraid's mouth here, freeze him in place here. ptoil gets it, nicely done. Hopefully kashmod gets it as well to keep this close, and he does. Ammo tends to be less important in this route. Interesting to note that neither of them chose to do like the deboost there off the Kraid spikes to farm a little bit more ammo. It looks like kashmod just kind of chose to stay back a little bit to try to get a couple extra drops. Does have more missiles though. It is going to be important here. We are going to need a fair amount of missiles just moving through Upper Norfair and even coming back through this area here. You can see ptoil is not going to have enough. Yeah, I didn't realize it. Actually missed. I guess didn't realize he had 3 missiles. Ooh, and yeah, gets hit by the keyhorn coming out. Now you can see these tiny mistakes. These guys are keeping it very close, so any tiny mistake is pretty significant at the moment. Both opting for this energy tank. This is the normal safety tank you see in Kraid first. Definitely still makes sense to get it here, generally if you're doing it, especially if you want to do like Alpha Spark and stuff. Rex Ship can actually be pretty tight if you don't pick this up. They do have the, if they want like 40 tanks just for like Mother Brain at the very end, you do have the option of picking up Crocomires instead. That one's quote-unquote free because you pick it up during the Croc cutscene. So it doesn't waste any time like going to get it. So it's the cheapest one you could possibly ever get. Kraid's not too much bad. It is, I mean, room transitions are about, I think, like 3 seconds per transition. Or I think 3 to go back and forth. So it does waste a little extra time, but overall that tank is pretty quick. And it's just going to be kind of their normal strats here. Ooh, kashmod didn't shoot the door. It'd be interesting to see if he noticed he didn't. He may not have because he may not be getting high jump missiles here. Unlike he doesn't any percent, so we'll see if he comes back up. ptoil is getting them. Ooh, yeah, I think kashmod's gonna make the realization that he did not actually shoot this. Unless I missed it. It could have just been a frame rate thing. No, he did. Okay. He did. I saw him turn around. I didn't see his shot come out, so. Yeah, it's still keeping this within one screen transition, so really close race so far. Both having clean Upper Norfairs. ptoil really just missing that initial mock ball. Not a big deal, but right now these guys are so close. Any little thing looks pretty major. Doing Bubble Mountain cleanly is surprisingly tricky, both having just a little hiccup there. Neither of them opting to pre-farm. Oh. ptoil is turning around. Oh, he realized his ammo count. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think pre-farming technically is optimal anyways, because you don't have to kind of wait for the bugs to spawn if you're going to do at least 2 farms anyways. Yeah, unfortunately with that, kashmod takes the most commanding lead so far of this entire race somehow. And so far that it's not commanding whatsoever. Kind of got different results on their drops. ptoil filled up on his missiles, while Kashmod had a better super luck. Supers are more what you want now. You're going to need a fair amount. Really want 5 heading up. There are a couple guaranteed ones you can get. Oh, and Kashmod falls down. Allowing ptoil to tie it up, yeah. Not even a lead here. Interesting to see that kashmod opted to use the missiles there instead of supering. It had a good super count. I don't really think there's a reason to opt to the missiles. Maybe just wants to be a little safe. If you're just low on supers, it can be pretty devastating. So maybe just playing it safe for race reasons. Oh, and misses the door shot. Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, like both these guys have had a really clean run so far, honestly. To the point where like I don't even think you would normally notice. It's just they're so close to each other. Anytime either makes any minor mistakes, it's really showing on the stream. Just because these lead changes are happening. I think we've had like 6 so far, something like that. It's been pretty wild. I think overall, like room to room, ptoil is playing a little cleaner, but just has made a few more mistakes. Because it seems to be that when they're both running clean, ptoil is putting a little bit of a gap on. All right, we get our first spark of the game. Oh, and ptoil up sparks it. Let's see if kashmod can get it. Does not. That was really dangerous jumping like that. If you spark when that Yapima is trying to grab you, it will crash the game. We did have one of those earlier in this tournament, unfortunately. Red tower climb, especially in old route, these crate first, is actually surprisingly tricky. Ooh, unfortunately, ptoil misses the shot and gives us our, I don't know, 8th lead change of the race so far. We're still pre-Fantune, so like this is within this race is certainly within Fantune RNG. Yeah, I think once we get past Fantune, seeing how hopefully both of these guys can 2-cycle it, and we'll see what the patterns are. But like a long versus a short is like an extra 12 seconds, so it can be that's way more time than any of these mistakes. These guys, neither of them has made like a 12-second mistake so far, and that Fantune can just, you know, it can take 24 even if you get 2 longs versus 2 shorts. Cash using a little bit of a safe. Both of them are using a pretty safe strat here. Allows them to get a couple extra farms too. Should be seeing a couple Oceanfly attempts coming up. It looks like kashmod's not going for Oceanfly, just going to spark here. It's not a bad choice, honestly. Like Oceanfly, I think only saves 2 seconds ideally, and ptoil makes the same call. And you can mess it up pretty bad. So yeah, Oceanfly is not really that much faster than just double sparking it like this. And this spark's gonna save you a little health as well. All right, so heading into Fantune, it's like, let's see, Cash hit that door at 30 seconds. Yeah, ptoil is only 4 seconds behind. Cash with a nice speed wall. See if ptoil can keep it close. Oh, he does. Looked like he was gonna nick it. So yeah, only a 3-second. We'll see where this race ends up after this Fantune fight. Hopefully, like I said, get two rounds here. Assume they're both going to be going to extra for X Factors. Definitely an easier 2-round to get than the Doppler strats. The Cash isn't on power bombs. So, oh, it looks like... Oh, he's going for the hybrid. Okay. Gets it. Very nicely done. It looks like ptoil got rain phase, unfortunately. I think they both have longs, though. And ptoil getting a pretty long... And ptoil gets the X Factor out of the rain phase. That can be pretty tricky. I know back when I was X Factoring, all I really knew the X Factors for was the first round. That would go the X Factor into the mini Doppler. Yeah, that hybrid strat's nice because you can see what like ptoil just did, just ending it up. So kashmod gonna have the this is definitely the biggest lead so far of this run. Just having a cleaner Fantoon. ptoil effectively having 3 rounds there with the rain phase. And it looked like he got a pretty long rain phase as well, so that was unfortunate. So kashmod does have a lead right now, but how, you know, it's not that big of a lead, and with how close these guys have been playing it, I'd be surprised if this lead lasted for the rest of the run. ptoil is... I don't know what ptoil is doing. ptoil is forgetting what category he's playing, is what ptoil is doing. Well, probably honestly, one of the harder parts of this tournament, there being, you know, 5 different categories. And even if you, like, you can like have one that you always ban. So even if you do that, there's still 4 categories. There's so many different, like, little strats and things you have to do. It can be pretty easy to just kind of forget where you are. ptoil also in the triple bingo tournament as well. I don't know if any of the categories go to wreck ship E-Tank, so yeah, I'm not... He just had a brain fart there, clearly. Oh, he was down a power bomb. Okay. That makes sense. I missed that. Yeah, he still had 0, so he really didn't... Yeah. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, there are ways of dealing with not having any power bombs, but if you don't really... Like, all the power bombless strats in wreck ship are pretty hard. So if you don't know them, you can just kind of be in that situation, which is unfortunate. X Factor is the best method, assuming you have just wave charge equipped. If you have to, like, take it off or anything, generally droppers are going to be better. But in these, like, crate first routes, yeah, X Factor generally is just because you have it already. Okay, I apologize for this. I'm gonna have to step away for a brief moment. I'll try to be back as soon as possible. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Looks like we're in Meridian now. Kashmod holding on to this lead. All right. Sorry about that. I missed Kashmod's bot win fight. I had him pretty good because it was definitely a blink and you miss it one. ptoil is entering his right now. This is still really close though, only being ahead by a bot win fight. Really nicely done by ptoil there. ptoil going for the mock ball, didn't quite get it, but still was able to get up there pretty quickly. Kashmod heading into his Dre fight here. ptoil can... Oh, bonked on the door. I don't think this is going to be quite fast enough to save. Oh, yeah, just gets the half. He does down grab it, though, so this still saves a good bit of time. Definitely better than not getting anything. Oh, and almost got the... He got the good D, but just didn't jump off. So, honestly, for a missed full half, that's as best as you can hope for. Meanwhile, Kashmod is in his Dragon fight. Looking at him, he's a little trouble with it. I think he missed... I don't think he missed the spark, but just was getting some swoops there. Unfortunate patterns. It does clean it up nicely. And are we going to go for Spike Suit? No, looks like Cash is just going to keep the blue. I'm not a big fan of just keeping blue on. It's still a little faster than just running out with space. The problem is you're still wasting all that energy with the shine. And like you're not allowed to run with blue, so your room here is going to be pretty slow. ptoil with a decent over. It looks like he missed one of his X factors. That's not as red as you'd like, Dre, after the first one. Let's see if he can clean it up with 2 more sparks. I think that one was early. I don't think a 3rd spark here is going to cut it. We'll see, though. Oh, elf sparks. It's unfortunate. And he's low on health now. He's going to have to be pretty careful. Ooh, yeah. Looks like he might be opting to finish with ammo. Oh! Yeah, that was a risky spark there. Does get it. Does get this. Health bomb isn't the greatest. Just cancels his blue there. I think that's the right call. Did get a lot of health, though, so would have been fine at that point. Big problem is he missed all of his drops. You can see Kashmod has more. I guess not the biggest deal. I'm trying to remember my old route. You do need a couple heading down to Lower Norfair. Croc, we are going to kill Croc because it's all bosses, but Croc is notoriously stingy with the supers. I rarely, if I get 1 off of Croc, I'm generally happy. Yeah, he will have a chance to farm a couple of these cacks coming through to Plasma. I think the bigger promise is power bombs. Although he does have another chance, again, to get power bombs off of, like, GT, so... Nice setup in Cack Alley here from ptoil. Looks like Cash is struggling just a little bit here in the Plasma Room. Ooh, gets hit by one of those pirates coming across. That's... Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, that's a good point. You can also get the PBs off the goo pile that Kashmod just killed. So Cash is basically ahead by the entire Plasma Room, which is a fairly lengthy room, so it's still a good 30-second gap here. So from the early back and forth, looks like Cash is sort of taking, I don't want to say a comfortable lead at 30 seconds. I mean, this is still like baby skip range, honestly. So Plenty of game left still. Lower Norfair is, of course, Lower Norfair. Lots can happen there. And even the definitely underrated is leaving Norfair. Lower Norfair is very challenging. A lot of players lose a bunch of time there they don't even realize. Yeah, I know. You really don't have to farm the goo on the way in. It's pretty annoying to do. It's kind of hard to do, actually. I think he was in good enough shape to really just have to worry about on the out. Hopefully you can get a couple of lucky drops here from the crabs for power bombs. And like he still, versus like a normal 80%, you still have GT that you can kind of farm for PBs. And you're going to have screw attack, so you don't have to have quite as much. Because even if you miss fast pillars, you'll be okay there. All right, Cash coming out of ice here. No ice escape necessary here, since we just have to go down and kill Croc. This is really, we're 30 minutes into this, and this has just been, especially with this route, this has just been pure 80% up into literally this point. This is the first point it deviates. And honestly, like, if some people do lower route for 80%, so really it doesn't deviate till you literally go into Croc. All the bosses and mini-bosses we've killed so far are necessary for an 80% run, so this right here is basically our first deviation that we see at all. And this is the reason why you do Croc after Plasma here in this route, or really in any route. Just one shot for Croc, dead. Yeah, and having... Oh, he is going to get the 5th E-Tank. It's a little surprising. Most 80% runners, especially guys at this level, pretty comfortable running with 4. So I guess it is free to get. Still a little surprising. We'll see if ptoil chooses to pick it up. Usually it's Kraid E-Tank or that one, or the ones you pick. Yeah, and ptoil dropping into Croc right as kashmod finishes. This is a very long fight, though, so even though it's just one room, Cash still has a pretty good lead here. Cash is taking it very safe on some of these drops. Ooh, very nice muck ball through that gate there. And he's going for the fast chronic boost setup, so very nicely done. That's a really hard setup, honestly. Okay, and yeah, ptoil is opting not to get this E-Tank. Not surprising. And even though we have to kill GT, it ends up being faster still just to go this way and green gate glitch it. Ooh, Cash not going for... There's like a setup if you stay even with that wall, you can get a nice little alignment here. Gets on the second try. Isn't going to go for the speedball, though. There's a nice little strat here. Hopefully we can see it from ptoil. But you can go for a little jump into a speedball and do a speed keep all the way down, so you don't have to bother with these bombs. It's pretty nice strat. Gonna get screw attack after the fight, assuming it's 7 seconds. I think screw attack's one of those things that, like, completely optimally, it's not worth it to pick up, but it helps you so much. It makes your life so much easier that it's pretty much everyone actually grabs it. Ooh, ptoil is only on one super. Yeah, I'm just opting to go this way. I think this is the right call on this count. You could make an argument that since he's already behind, this is just going to put him a little further behind. I don't know how much slower this is. The main thing is this cutscene is just kind of a pain. And if you don't need the missile, it's really not worth it. So yeah, bad situation for ptoil. The problem is he's already behind. It's just going to put him in more of a hole. So there might have been an argument to be made that he's got to go for it. Oh, they're not all that far apart. You can still be banking on like maybe just getting baby skip, but depending on how confident you are on your baby skip, I don't know if that's necessarily more or less likely than getting a green gate glitch first try. ptoil has power, like, man, these, yeah, kind of the power bombs are coming back to haunt him now. He can farm the 2 here, which I wouldn't be surprised if he chooses to do. Let's see what he decides. Does not. Hopefully he's paying attention. I think 2 is barely enough, because with screw attack, it does save you the 1 in worst room in the game here. I think he just switched the power bombs there as a just because you need to in so many categories. But so he needs 1 to get into Wasteland and 1. So yeah, 2 is enough as long as he realizes and does the bomb spread to get through the first blocks and doesn't actually lay a power bomb there. This is also one of the faster categories to get power bombs. A shame because of that screw attack. Worst case scenario. Oh, yeah, okay, he selected off of it. Again, probably muscle memory, just switching to it and then realizing he can't be on it. Meanwhile, Kashmod dropping into his Ridley fight. You can optionally use supers on this fight to make it a little faster. Especially since you're going to Spore Spawn next, very last. There's a couple more opportunities to grab supers than you would normally. Looks like Cash is just going to be doing a full beam fight. I think he's 1 or 2 short still. Ah, there you go. Just, yeah, unfortunately just got grabbed a little early. Wasted a little time there. So, pretty good Ridley fight from Cash. Definitely leaving some room from ptoil here to close the gap. And yeah, it's just, the gap is just a Ridley fight. This is still really close. ptoil whiffing a couple into the tail there. Can be pretty tricky. Yeah, Pogo's not what you really want optimally for Ridley in a beam fight. It can be a little... I used to manip Ridley into Pogos when I was a little newer, so it can be an option just to play a little safer. You can control the fight a little better. There's less, like, variables going on. Yeah, I think ptoil did have a little bit of a cleaner fight there. Probably made up... I wouldn't be surprised if he made up, like, 10 seconds in that fight. It was a really clean fight overall. Kashmod using my strat there, where even though you have screw attack, you still hold charge there, just because it makes your movement more what you're used to in Firefly. And then screw attack's gonna leave for a very easy. As I say, he takes a hit on 3 Musketeers still, but got plenty of health. He's got that extra tank. He's in great shape. ptoil going for this speedball, gets it. Yeah, not a... Peter was just running out of runway here to catch up. The biggest thing, obviously, is baby skip. That, of course, requires Cash to miss it and ptoil to get it. Neither of those things are guaranteed. Honestly, a big chunk of this lead from kashmod here is like ptoil just had really bad drops the entire time. You know, not having the drops where he had to refarm before Bubble Mountain, and then I guess that like the Dragon drop's technically his fault for not having a perfect fight, but you know that's definitely happens. But yeah, just didn't really get a lot of drops. I've had to kind of farm a bit. Although kashmod has spent a little time going out of his way for drops, being a little bit more meticulous there. I guess try and play a little safer in a race setting, especially with that what I assume is an extra E-tank for him. You can like the skill kashmod is showing here is definitely clearly would be more than capable enough of doing a 4 E-tank run here. Oh, just barely misses the space jump into Green Hill Zone. Really not a big deal whatsoever. Honestly, one of the I've considered dropping Screw Attack in my all bosses because it kind of makes Torian a nightmare. The reason I don't is Green Hill Zone Revisit is just awful without it, really. Like every time I think about it, I just go Green Hill Zone. I have to do it in 69% in my route, and it's the worst. All right, yeah, I'm being informed. The lead's a little bit closer to a minute now, so yeah, ptoil's... yeah, it's just... I just don't know if there's... kashmod's gonna have a pretty unfortunate Turian, honestly. Which can happen. Like, I mean, Turian is very, very difficult. Alright, kashmod gets the 1 cycle. That's surprisingly not as easy as you would think it is. The hitbox on Spore Spawn is kind of horrific. We've all done the 2 cycle Spore Spawn. Alright, ptoil into his Spore Spawn now. Meanwhile, kashmod is almost into G4. Yeah, this is a pretty comfortable lead. In these races, like you always, if you're gonna be ahead, you want to be ahead by more than a baby skip, which is about 30 seconds. Alright, ptoil also getting the 1 cycle. So speedball from ptoil there. Definitely don't want to visit the Dracora on this category. So we'll see if Cash decides to turn off Screw Attack. The problem is you don't really have a good Zeb skip available to you. Like, yeah, you either have to go for the speed Zeb skip or Like, you can't even do the unmorph, remorph one, because you just don't have the supers to get through the first one. Alright, Cash making short work of these Metroid rooms. And, like, honestly, with the 5e tanks, like, it's very unlikely to even have, you know, a disaster on Mother Brain or something that could just end it, so... Cash is in a pretty good situation here. You can see ptoil taking off screw attack there. Ooh, Cash getting the D-boost off the Rinka there after Metroid 3. Nicely done. The other thing, like, screw attack, ptoil's not really doing it here, but you, if you went for, like, normal old route grouping strats, it involves you space jumping through the room. And screw attack will prevent them from being grabbing onto you. Meanwhile, kashmod doing the baby skip. Looks like he's got a good setup. Just needs the last jump, and he gets it. So yeah, that was really the last chunk of time ptoil could really hope to make up. Honestly, barring a death at this point, is kashmod's race to lose. Yeah, kashmod, it was like we had a lot of back and forth early on. It was like 7 or 8 lead changes. It was pretty wild. I just realized kashmod got that. Did he down back in? I didn't see exactly how he did it. He didn't do the down back setup. I have to ask him what he did, because I wasn't aware of any Zeb skip you can do it like that. ptoil got his baby skip set up nicely. Oh, he's got... Yeah, that setup jump just wasn't good enough. Kind of threw off his rhythm. And wasn't able to recover it. So yeah, Cash's lead only grows at this point. It's gonna be a solid 1.5 minute victory for Cash here. But yeah, Cash took that lead after Fantoon. Mostly, yeah, ptoil, they both had the 2 rounds, but ptoil had the extra rain phase. Gave him a, you know, nice lead, like 20 seconds after that, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, just, I think ptoil made a couple other, the Dragon fight that ptoil had, wasted a little bit more time. Yeah, kashmod's played really well. So has ptoil. This has been a really, really good race. I think it looks like Cash is gonna finish, like, I think we're just below, like, a 51, if not a very low 51. It's like generally like 3-ish minutes from baby detach, I think. You would think I know this, but I always get it. I always get it messed up. ptoil doing a little the fancy damage down there. All right, Cash is into his Mother Brain 3. I think the summary is like Cash didn't really make any big mistakes this entire run. Had the 2-cycle Fantoon, didn't have a stand-up grade. Like I only caught like half Dragon 5. I think his Dragon 5 was clean. He just got a couple unlucky swoops. Had a really good Ridley. Just no major mistakes. Didn't have any trouble with the gate glitch. And that's pretty much it. ptoil had some bad lucks on the drops. Had the 3-cycle Fantoon. Had a little trouble on Dragon. And then had to skip the green gate glitch because he only had 1 super. And that's pretty much the entire gap right there. Yeah, I think this is so close to a sub 51. Oh, come on, Cash. Yeah, he should have it. Steam being willing. All right, he got it. So, official time on race time GG's 50-57. Clearly, Cash is prioritizing finishing his splits before the done button. So, very good run by kashmod. Should be getting him in shortly. Meanwhile, ptoil is finishing up his run. And ptoil's run was also like very good. Like, just had more of those big mistakes, which in a Super Metroid race is what it's going to come down to a lot of times. So it can be a little frustrating where you play well for 90% of the game and then it's just those bosses can just suck so much time away from you. All right, ptoil heading up to the ship. Gonna be pulling in. Yeah, it's gonna be right around that 1.5 minute mark. Maybe even, yeah, just over 1.5 minutes. So yeah, really close race throughout. Yeah, ptoil finishing official race time at 52:29. GG's to him as well. But yeah, solid race, especially early on. This one was really exciting. All the back and forth between these two. Really good run from both of them. This is definitely a category where both these guys are probably looking to hit the 49-minute mark at some point. kashmod, clearly with this run, like, just a little cleaner would be right there. So I'm not sure if he has it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it shortly. And then ptoil, again, right there, just made some uncharacteristic mistakes that, well, not even uncharacteristic, just it's what happens at SM. So every run's not going to be perfect. But besides that, very, very good run. Should be joining us shortly here. And we are joined by kashmod. GG's.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, it was a really nice run. Like early on, it was. I don't know if you were watching the restream at all. I think you were, based on some things you did. Maybe not.
Yeah, I was watching. It was neck and neck. We just kept going back and forth. That was fun.
It was. You guys were so close that every minor mistake, like ptoil missed the D boost, like pre-spazer, and that was enough to change the lead. And like it went on back and forth like that for a while, pretty much up until Fantoon.
That's pretty wild.
We're kind of changed, and we are also joined by ptoil. GG's to you as well.
Hey, GG.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it was especially early on, really close. Basically, I'm not sure how much you were watching ptoil, but it was kashmod. Just it was the two bosses, Fantoon and Dragon, were really the big things. Like
yeah. I was watching. I know, yeah, the lead earlier, like all the lead changes, that was really intense.
I honestly think we had 8 or 9. Like it was wild.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, basically up until like Upper Norfair, like ptoil was kind of like having the lead, and like Cash was getting it briefly, and then the Fantoon, like you had the 2 cycle. I mean, honestly, you got the 2 cycle off the rain phase, which is actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
You guys are both doing the hybrid strat, something I've just never learned. But yeah, I think you had like the same cycles. I know the rain phase was like a long, if
yeah, I think I had a slow, and then mid.
Yeah, so I think ptoil or Kashi had like something similar. I think at least one of them was a slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
Yeah, so it wasn't even it was just the rain phase, basically having that effectively an extra round.
Yeah.
And then the Cash, the one thing I was surprised to see you pick up the Croc E-Tank. Do you do that normally, or like, I mean, like you clearly don't need it. Is that just a race thing?
I do actually do it in my PB. I haven't done too many runs of this yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've done a good amount of any percent just regularly. But I figure, yeah, it's it's only a 7-second loss, and
do you still
just
sorry.
Stay safe. I can go, no holds barred in Lower Norfair. I can just do all the big strats.
We also have scroll attack in this for that, so
Yeah, that helps too.
do you 5 tank in any percent still?
No, I do 4. I do crate E.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's also the option in this to skip the crate one and get because the Croc one is free, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. It's just the fanfare.
Yeah, but it makes Fantoon a lot harder, and Dragon.
Yeah, it's the Fantoon thing that like you can't really alpha spark, and it's kind of a nightmare. So that, and like you also were like very conscious of, you were farming the Dragoon, I think, before, like after Croc.
I was trying to fill up on supers. So
yeah, even though like you don't need that, you only need 1, right, to get to.
True. I'm not fantastic at the Green Gate glitch, so I was just.
That's right. I forget about that damn thing. Yeah, that thing is.
Yeah, I think you only need 1 in Lower Norfair without that. Just the one to get into Metal Pirates.
Yeah, Metal Pirates, and then they're gonna fill you up. So yeah, and like ptoil, I think you had like the worst. I was so confused in why you were going into Sponge Bath. I'm like, did you just forget the category you were playing?
No,
like, what category even goes in there?
Yeah, I went to farm that power bomb because I was at 0. I wanted 1 for Attic.
Yeah, someone called me. I was like, oh, the power bomb. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you had that, and then you missed the you missed that you didn't have enough ammo for before that for the speed gate. You had to turn back around.
Mm-hmm.
So like you just had terrible drops, and then like the fact that you got health bombed on Dragon kind of just led it, like I feel like 20 seconds of your time loss at least was drops.
Yeah,
obviously the Dragon one was
not
like,
nice this run.
In your control, quote unquote, but it's it happens. Mm-hmm. So that was half. It was really really close. Just I think luck playing. I want to check up. I'm gonna Cash had a great run, but definitely a little luckier, and then just being cleaner on the bosses. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, for sure. That was a fun race. I think the next 2 should be pretty good.
Yeah, it should be a fun round for you too. So yeah, I believe so. Yeah, ptoil, you banned North Korea for this one. Just not a fan of the volatility, or I know it's a love-hate.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with it, so I'd rather avoid that.
Yeah, and Cash, I assume you don't want to give away too much for your thoughts for the next race, but
I mean, I don't really mind. I'm banning Nintendo Power, so whatever you want, ptoil. You got 2 choices.
Oh, there you go. Pretend you didn't hear that because you're not supposed to click on the race.
Oh,
wink.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
This tournament is definitely fun, but not a big deal. I think everyone is.
Yeah, just having
meaning absolutely no disrespect to anyone in this tournament or the organizers, obviously. But we're all just here to have fun with these silly categories. But yeah, so looking forward to you banned one of the boring ones, so I'm excited for that. Yeah. So, ptoil, you got any last thoughts? I'll let Cash have the last words as the victor, I guess.
Just GG. I'm excited for the next race.
Yeah, same. GG to you, ptoil, and get ready for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, I think.
All right. Yeah, should be. If it's as good as this one, then I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and thanks for the commentary too. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, we had a couple hiccups during the stream early, and I had a hiccup as well. But besides that, went all right. So you guys gave me stuff to talk about, keeping it so close and having good runs. So it always makes it easier. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Definitely nothing else going on tonight at this hour. But yeah, definitely come back at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to watch round 2 of this with these guys. That's going to be not Nintendo Power percent apparently. So, all right, good luck to you guys moving forward, and that's going to do it for us here. Thank you everyone for joining.